So I can't speak to that, but it seems like at least in 1912 that there is evidence to support that perhaps these ships were switched. Again, like I say, I'm not going to say which one, like this is the real answer and that the way that history has it is wrong. But I wanna just say that I feel like this evidence is enough that it's not definitely, there may be something to this.
So let me just, because my brain is I'm a little muddled. The Olympics started as the ...
Yes.
And then the Titanic became the one with the ...
Yes. Okay. And then at the end, the Titanic had it straight across, and then the Olympic that survived had the Titanic's windows. So yeah, the World War I photo that you sent me does contradict this, but I just want to raise the point that between that shot and the one that I sent you, 6 years passed.
That's true. There has been a lot of time that passed.
Yeah.
I mean,
But that was pretty good, right? I appealed to Jesse's sense of history. It's pretty meaty. There's a lot to that one.
Jesse's currently diving down some holes.
He didn't say no a lot of times. It feels good.
I'm maybe investigating that 2004 Titanic expedition to see exactly what the bottom is at the bottom of the ocean right now.
I know. It's hard. It's actually a pretty hard thing to get a verifiable answer on.
It seems like there's so many possibilities of what it could be other than just like they switched it. But I will say that in photos, every photo's different. Like, every photo I see of the Titanic and Olympic, every photo has different portholes. Every single one.
Yeah.
Which to me, I don't know what that means. And I don't know if that means that it's camera stuff. Maybe it was moving, and when they took the photo, I couldn't tell you what it means.
I don't know. I'm just saying I found this evidence to be particularly compelling, and I think perhaps you might as well.
All right.
That's where I have to leave it.
Compelled.
And that one was meaty. So this one's going to be a little quicker. It's still going to be convincing.
All right.
This one is about a huge current celebrity. And as a noted alleged member of the regular, more tense Illuminati, she has been on our radar for a while. But here is a mystery that has almost nothing to do with
Lady
Illuminati
Gaga.
at all. No.
Rihanna.
Beyonce Knowles.
Oh, yeah. No, of course.
Queen Bey.
They're all part of it. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
they're
they
all
have
part
to
of the
be, right?
Illuminati.
They're influencing the minds of children.
Call me Queen Bee. I want to be part of the Illuminati, too.
We're going to talk about Beyonce for a little bit.
And how they all die in public.
What?
Don't you know that's like the thing? Is that the way you get into the last thing to like be in the Illuminati is you have to like fake kill yourself in public, which is why a lot of their stage performances, especially on big events, ends with them dying in some weird way. It's bizarre. It's crazy. I don't believe it.
Like when she jumped off the Super Bowl? Like when Lady Gaga.
Oh, yeah, remember that?
When Lady Gaga jumped off the Super Bowl?
It's earlier than that. Lady Gaga did a show where like she gets murdered on stage, and it was like MTV or something, and everyone was like, "Oh shit!" And then she's like, "I'm fine, huh?" But everyone's like, "Don't you get it? It's part of the cult."
That is crazy. That is insane to me.
Yes.
All right.
Convince me that Queen Bey is part of.
All right. So first of all, shout outs to Gabriel Bluestone from Black Bag for her article on this, and to Rich Jizwiak on Gawker. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name again. I'm sorry, Rich. I don't know if I'm butchered that or not. Everybody remembers that one time when Beyonce was singing Love on Top in her snazzy purple Dolce & Gabbana sequin tuxedo, 2011 VMAs, and then she literally drops the mic, unbuttons her thing, she shows off her baby bump, she's rubbing it, and then after only a few more months of pregnancy, baby, and immediately shrinks back down to her pre-pregnancy shape and size. Obviously, the real thing that happened here is that she's just super driven person. She works super hard. She pulled something off that not a lot of moms are able to do right away, especially celebrity moms with a demanding public look. But
you're wrong.
What if she never really got pregnant at all and just pretended to be while a surrogate mother was the actual person having blue ivy?
God, that name is so weird.
What do you think? Have you heard this one before?
I haven't. I don't think I've heard this one before. I would say it's not that far-fetched to begin with.
True. Okay, and to start, I want to make it clear There is no established motive that I can think of for why
Right,
she would
right.
want to do this, really.
And I mean, you guys both live out in the Hollywood world. Like, people,
Yeah.
I can imagine super celebrities doing something fucking weird and eccentric like
For-
this.
for-
Why not?
Can I just tell you that before we start jumping into this, I have for years. So I used to work as a teacher way back when, and one of the other teachers was very, very religious, and he would constantly say things to me that I was like, that sounds crazy, but I knew he believed them. And one of the things, he loved rap music, but believed Jay-Z was in league with the devil and
Like, truly satanic?
truly satanic. And one of his great examples is when everyone was like, remember that song Empire State of Mind, when everyone's like feeling all good about New York? Yeah, the whole thing. Yes, absolutely. There is a line in it that he believed was them just announcing to the world the fact that, like, you don't get it. Like, Jesus can't save you. And the line is literally, Jesus can't save you. Life starts when the church ends. And he was like, this is Jay-Z telling the world, like, worship Satan. Like, that's what he believed. And so I know for a fact there's a portion of the internet that, like, Jay-Z and Beyonce, pure evil. I know
That was the guy who ruined Twitter right there. That teacher that you know. That was the guy who ruined Twitter right there.
I believe it.
He was the first one on Twitter to do this shit.
Yeah. So the likely road here, obviously, she's just a normal human who didn't want to let the media into like a very important part in any person's life, right? That's the most likely thing. But here's the two main Chilluminati friendly reasons why she might have done this, according to the internet. Okay. The first, most logical one is just wanting to be like hot still. Like, never have I seen Beyonce in a situation where she wasn't able to achieve this, like exactly this by putting in work. But I guess it makes sense why a celebrity would like maybe not want to have a baby for real, to not have to deal with getting rid of your baby bod. I could see that. But a more exciting theory is several variations on the idea that the baby is somebody else's. Like in the main article that I read for this on Black Bag, they mentioned one where Blue Ivy is Jay-Z's love child with another woman. We know that Jay-Z has stepped out on Beyonce before because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
But that's one theory. Another is that it's like Beyonce's dad's love child because, she had to fire her dad as her manager and he was like kind of like a weird philandering guy. Or maybe it's just like adoption because there is a song, I forget what album it's on, but she actually like talks about having a miscarriage in a song. And so that could maybe imply that she actually has a fertility issue. I mean, admittedly, there's a million reasons why somebody could have a miscarriage, so nobody knows. I don't want to like go around saying Beyonce's got an infertility issue, but these are all just popular theories of like why maybe she would have done this.
Yeah, popular conspiracy theories.
Yeah, but I don't want you guys to get too wrapped up in that because all I'm trying to convince you guys of is that maybe there was a time when she said she was pregnant and that she wasn't pregnant. So I'm going to give you the facts right now. Here we go. The due date. The due date is the first thing. Maybe she was just trying to keep people guessing in the press. Maybe she was just trying to obscure people's thing. But one day she was in an interview saying she was 4 months pregnant when she was at the VMAs. And then a few days later, she said she was 5 months pregnant. It's a discrepancy. It could be an honest mistake, but like, have you ever ordered something from Amazon and then like tracked it like a fucking like special agent before?
Mm-hmm.
Have you done that?
Yes.
Sure.
Like, don't you think like if it was a fucking baby, you would be like, this is when the baby's coming? Like, wouldn't it be like the only thing you thought about?
I can't speak to it. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's crazy. She misreported her pregnancy amount by 1 month at one point.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Fair enough.
But that's also exacerbated by fact two, which is that there really aren't any pictures of her from the time when she's consistently looking pregnant in the pictures. Like, here's a picture of her on the VMA's red carpet in a orange dress. Okay, this is her, like, looking pretty pregnant on this like orange dress pic right here. She's like holding her belly, looking pregnant. There's definitely like body to the baby bump. I know that women's bellies when they're pregnant aren't like hard and solid and that they do shift around a bit, right?
Yeah.
But this video right here, and make sure, you're not going to like deaf yourself or something. Here's a link to the video for the song Party.
Hell yeah, party me, daddy.
Which according to Black Bag was shot the same month as the VMAs, where she does not look very pregnant at all. And then in the HBO documentary that came out 2 years later, everybody remembers this like big Beyonce doc that came out on HBO that was like really revealing. It actually released some of the very few pregnancy photos ever allowed out. They look like art photos. They look like staged. They don't look like candid family photos. And she actually is quoted in the documentary about this rumor. She actually addresses this rumor in the documentary. She says, "It's actually the most ridiculous rumor I think I've ever had about me. But there are actually a lot of people that believe this rumor, and it's crazy. I guess there are some crazy celebrities in the world, so we get a bad rep. But to think that I would be that vain. And I respect mothers and women so much, and to be able to experience bringing a child into this world, if you're lucky and fortunate enough to get the opportunity, people should have boundaries. There's certain things that you shouldn't play around with, and a child, you don't play around with that." That's the only thing she says about it, which is a strong philosophy, I agree. But also, to play devil's advocate, does not speak to the fact that she could have taken this whole situation very seriously, been a good mother, and still gone with a surrogate birth like many people have done in the past. Right?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's a weird way to bring it up. It's weird that she didn't directly address the claims or deny them. If this is her, like, showing she like showed the pictures almost like as she's talking about this, almost like she's trying to prove that she was really pregnant, but the pictures don't really look very like, I don't know, they look very fakeable, and it's weird that she didn't really like definitively say anything in her denial, right? That's another piece of evidence. Speaking of which, item number 3 is that apparently there really isn't anyone out there who can confirm that they actually saw her give birth. According to the article that I read, they spent over $1 million to redecorate and lock down one entire floor of a hospital called Lenox Hill in Manhattan, which is crazy. $1 million for like a few days in the hospital. And then and here's a quote from the media about it. Okay. "After 11 p.m., even doctors and nurses were barred from entering the 4th floor, prompting one doc to complain that he had patients to see. In an effort to keep images from linking to the public, hospital workers placed tape over security cameras and are forcing employees to turn in cell phones when they arrive for their shifts," a source said. Several security guards were spotted patrolling the perimeter of the hospital Saturday night, and a Lenox Hill staffer confirmed that a patient named Ingrid Jackson, which was apparently Beyonce's pseudonym, was in a labor room.
That's fucking weird. I don't know. That's
like, if they have security and stuff, why do they need to say it's a different person? Unless instead of a pseudonym, they meant that Ingrid Jackson was the surrogate. There's actually no evidence to support that. Don't. I'm not trying to like create the Ingrid Jackson theory.
That just sounds like I have too much money and I can do whatever I want.
Well, let's also point out, like, I don't know what I believe with this, because here's what I'll say. Beyonce and Jay-Z took a bunch of photos. I don't know if you guys remember this. It was all over the internet. They took a bunch of photos with their 2 twins, Rumor and Rummy and Sir, I think are their names.
I'm not going to comment on those names.
And so they had these 2. It was them, like, I think naked in the jungle with the 2 babies.
Yes.
Everyone was like, "Oh my God, they're so cute, they're perfect." And then it was revealed they weren't even their babies. It was 2 random babies that their publicists were like, "No, those are just 2 kids they got," and they took the photo with them. What? So if that can happen, and they can publish these photos of people being like, "Oh, that must be them and their new twins," it wasn't their new twins. It was just 2
exactly right.
random babies.
No, again, that comes off as just eccentric celebrity millionaire nonsense.
Which
right.
I feel like it could be that. It could be something like she wanted to experience being pregnant without actually being pregnant, which seems like a rich, crazy person thing. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have no clue. But
I like how in that interview she's like, maybe celebrities are weird and crazy. Meanwhile, you're renting out the 4th floor of a hospital and blacking out the cameras.
It's true. That's what I'm saying. It's a little bit much. I get it that she's Beyonce and stuff, but still. But I promise physical evidence.
Oh, jeez.
Physical.
so-
Did you get one of the babies?
I have the
No.
placenta, and I'm going to eat
So-
it right now.
In the office? Are you recording with it?
For this, I point you to this image.
Oh, is this the Gawker image where it's her bending over and it looks like...
Yes.
I feel...
So this was her on an Australian talk show. It looks a lot like a fake belly prop is collapsing down. You can see it. It looks weird. Some people will tell you it's folding fabric in a maternity dress,
That's what it seems like
But-
to me.
but I'm not saying it's proof. I'm just saying it's convincing physical evidence that somewhat convinces me that perhaps maybe there's a way that Beyonce was not pregnant, especially in the frame of this in the center of the screen right now. If you look at it, it really doesn't look like the shape of her belly is attached to her body. That's really the thing that
It is a
convinces
little
me the
weird
most.
looking.
It's very weird
is a little weird
looking,
looking.
but it
It's
could
very,
be
like-
anything, because it's... Who knows?
So final thoughts on the Beyonce pregnancy one. This one was the weakest of the three, and I purposely put it in the middle.
I would say it is believable. I wouldn't say I'm convinced, but Hollywood eccentricities and that kind of money, that shit could easily happen. I could easily see it happening.
Yes. So now, in my campaign to convince Jesse, I've appealed to his love of history. I've appealed to his love of celebrity drama.
Yeah,
I love
like
it.
it.
But now I'm done fucking around. Okay. Last but not least.
Oh,
no.
Last but not least,
Oh.
I'm going to draw on the power of you, our Lord and Savior Mathis,
What?
to take yet another pass at aliens with Jesse. I'm going to go for aliens now. We're moving to
Oh
aliens.
yeah, baby.
But I have a
Welcome
strategy.
home.
Oh, no.
I have a strategy. I think nothing turns Jesse off quicker than when we start talking about tall whites and the Majestic 12 and all these well-known internet-based
Star
you know,
children in the graves.
lore items. Yes.
Totally
So I'm purely. So this
False.
whole next
Never
part
happened.
is gonna. This next part. This is our grand finale. This is like when a fireworks show fires all its fireworks at once. Yes.
Yeah.
Everything that I'm going to say right now is coming from a real vetted article from Intelligencer that was written last year. Shout outs to David Wallace Wells, James D. Welsh, Neil Patel, Clint Rainey, Katie Heaney, Eric Benson, and Tim Urban, who all have a byline on this article because it's like one of those things where there's like a bunch of different sections that are from other articles that they all wrote.
Okay.
I'm not going to go into everything the article has in it. It's a collection of short little blurbs. Some of them are iffy. The part that I focus on is not, though, because it all focuses around one guy. And to me, it clearly lays out some of the cleanest and direct evidence, the most classic conspiracy of all time, possibly even the conspiracy that started this whole podcast in the first place, which is simply this: aliens have made contact with humanity. I know it. Mathit knows it. And the government does, and the government knows about it,
Fuck yes, the government knows about
but
it.
they don't want us to know about it.
No, they don't.
Yes. So let's get to it. I'm sure you've heard about the New York Times piece. The Pentagon came out that they had conducted a 5-year investigation. We've talked
Yes.
about this show before of unexplained aerial phenomenon, which is what they call it. Okay. And I don't know if you saw these. Here's a video that came out from 2015 of the Navy. I'm going to send it to you right now.
Pay attention to this.
This
Let's
is
go.
this is maybe from you just watch the last 15 seconds of this video or so. You will see.
Official- okay.
So
So this is official footage. Let's see. Official USG footage brought to you exclusively by the Stars Academy.
the Stars Academy is the Tom DeLonge led alien truth organization that's out there right now. This is some stuff that came out in the wake of that Pentagon thing. This is something from the 2015 Navy. You can hear the people in the crew talking. They are catching this thing. They actually get a auto box on it in the targeting computer that they're like tracking this thing with or whatever. And it's like a pretty,
Yeah, I think I've seen this.
it's a pretty crazy thing. But if you haven't seen this before, I put it here because it's going to come back later. Okay. You guys can see this.
Geez.
Yeah, you guys can see this in the show notes. This is a pretty good little UFO video. And it's pulled directly from like Navy records. Those are things you may have heard of, but have you heard of Luis Elizondo? Have you heard of this person?
No.
No.
Luis Elizondo was the actual head of that Pentagon program, which closed in 2012. He says he left it in October of 2017. the thing about this Pentagon thing is that it's always been funded by black money, black ops money.
Mhm.
And so there's not a lot on record about it. So he says it's continued to 2017. Officially, it ended in 2012. The program is called the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. I tried to come up with a sort of snappy way of pronouncing it, but the only thing I can think of is ATIP. It's not good. So I'm going to give you fast
ATIP.
facts. These are all things, okay? Because this is it. This is the grand finale. We're almost done with the episode right now. But before I get into this, I'm going to just slam these out one at a time. I want you to make an adjustment in your brain right now, okay? Because I'm going to call these facts because they all come from actual recorded, substantiated events that are on record, declassified documents from the government that exist. So do not take these with a grain of salt. These are real things that are from actual verifiable sources, okay? Here we go. The program identified not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5 different things out there in the sky. 5 different things that have a characteristic that they are calling, quote, advanced physics, which according to them literally means, quote from them, stuff humans can't do yet. Okay? That's fact 1. Let that sink in. Okay?
It's embedded. I'm ready.
These objects accelerated with G-force beyond what a human could survive at actual hypersonic speeds without making sonic booms, without leaving any heat trail, even though they are seemingly in now they're not aerodynamic in any way that would generate lift or thrust. The gravity of Earth has no effect on them. This is in official government reports. These are things that they found that do this.
And may I interject?
Yes.
There's one of the theories of the propulsion systems that the aliens use, and the reason that they don't obey the physics of Earth and gravity and leave heat is because whatever it is they're using is magnetic based. Everything that they do is magnet based. The way they're able to move is all via magnets, and that's why it's fucking impossible for us to be like, what are they doing?
Yes, but we can't go into Crazy Town. We have to stick to the facts. We have to stick to the facts because I want to convince Jesse. All right? All we know, we don't know anything about. All we know is that this is what 5 things that they have do.
I might sprinkle some crazy on top just to,
please,
if you want to go dig those holes,
please continue sprinkling. Please continue. Luis Elizondo, a man who literally had a job investigating these craft at the Pentagon, which is the shape of secrets, if we really think about it, the Pentagon, is on record saying, quote, no one has been able to figure out what these things are. So they know that they're happening. They've recorded this behavior. They don't know what it is. And you'd think the Pentagon would know if the government was testing stuff that they're trying to keep secret because they're the fucking Pentagon, right? Mm-hmm. He also mentioned something called, quote, metamaterials, which, as you can probably guess from the name, are like actual recovered relics of actual unidentified aerial phenomenon, which are currently somewhere out near Las Vegas in facilities owned by a private, unnamed aerospace contractor, and which are composed of material that you can't naturally find on Earth and which would be prohibitively and impossibly expensive for anyone to synthesize on Earth. This is another fact. And as a matter of
to sprinkle some crazy,
yes,
in a book, Crash at Corona, where they talk about Area 51 and the material that some of the people ended up finding and hoarding, and the government came to collect from them, civilians, is a material that no one understood. That the government themselves said they don't understand how it works. It was a metal that acted like a liquid, but it had the thinness of pain, and it was not a weather balloon. Do not believe that nonsense. It was not a weather balloon at all. Continue, Alex.
Yes. Okay. And as a matter of fact, again, this is a fact that I'm saying, a fact, a real fact. The New York Times reported in 2009 that during a Pentagon briefing, quote, the United States was incapable of defending itself against some of the technologies discovered. Okay? So they have these things. They found these things. They're storing them in Las Vegas. And some of the stuff that they have, they do not know how to defend us against. Okay?
That's scary, A. But if aliens have been visiting us, that has been the case since day one.
And now I have one final fact for you guys. One final true fact. One of the encounters investigated, and remember, go back to the video that we just watched.
Yep.
One of the encounters investigated was from 2004. That's 11 years before that video. An encounter when the Navy cruiser Princeton ordered 2 fighter jets to go investigate a craft finally that they had been tracking for weeks, aka it was actually real and not like on a radar somewhere. They had been tracking this thing for weeks. They didn't know what it was. And finally, after weeks of tracking it, they sent 2 jets to investigate it. And suddenly, one of the pilots sees a 40-foot long tic-tac shaped object rise up from below the surface of the ocean, copying the movements of his airplane and skipping along the surface of the water to run away when he dove towards it with his plane.
It's a lot like they keep popping up and be like, hey, we're here. No one's going to believe you. And then disappear.
Yeah, they're like Bill Murray in it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I know I don't want to go deeper than that because I don't want to get caught off in lore or anything like this. But this is all stuff from declassified documents, interviews with the head of this program, and actual testimony from government officials in front of like Congress and stuff like that.
I think the most common government run-in with UFOs that may or may not be alien in nature is usually in the water.
Yes.
And they're almost always coming out of the water and going underwater, which would make sense because the ocean is like another alien world. Not that they live there and like, you know, have a society there, but if they're going to hide anywhere and stay on Earth, staying under the ocean is one of the best places because we have a hard enough time getting down there with like a little vessel.
Yes. So
I'm in. That I'm in.
Is this easy to refute?
No, not at all. Especially if it's official government papers.
That's what I'm saying.
Without
Like,
talking about the crazy that I sprinkled on top, Jesse. Just with the facts
I didn't get this from some weird website that plays a MIDI file when you open it.
Has a little gif of an alien.
Yeah, I didn't get it from a live journal. This is all from real documents.
I think this, along with some of the other footage that I've seen, is very intriguing and very interesting. But I am of the belief that if aliens are on Earth, I don't think we've extended to the idea of like they're saying hi to people and they're having like getting out of their like. I don't think that's I think there are weird things that we can't explain, and I don't know that I would ever take the next step and be like,
but what if
of course they're aliens?
Point. But what if that's the point? What if that's what the aliens are trying to get us to do? What if they're trying to get us to think like, stop trying to think with the science that we know and think more of a mix of metaphysical and physical.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Don't use
no,
science.
What if that's what they're trying to do?
Don't use the science you know.
But
think not science and you'll figure it out.
No, but what if aliens exist in a plane that we cannot really comprehend and attain yet?
False.
And their appearance is trying to like push us to start opening our minds a little bit.
It's not true. That was one of ours.
Yeah.
That was written by
I think there's many things we cannot explain. I think there are many phenomenon. I think there's possibilities of all sorts of other governmental ships that are not U.S. government. I think there's other people around the world who can do all sorts of things. I also think that there's the possibility, sure, that there's stuff out there that could I'd be a dummy if I said there's no one else in the universe, right? So it's possible. I will say it's a plausible scenario that there could be something out there, but I don't think that I'd ever extend it to what your original thing was, is that aliens have like visited us. I don't know. I would say like the best case is aliens research us because they're like, these guys are weird. But I don't think
There's
like,
some stuff
I
about
be
them
involved.
showing up at nuclear stuff. There's stuff about them showing up at like atrocities.
Sure, of course.
But I don't want to say that's fact because it's not fact like this stuff, which all comes from official documents. But was the big question for me today is, was this episode and the things that I laid out more convincing than episodes past? Were you more convinced by the evidence in today's episodes than you have been before?
Well, except for Beyonce.
That was a
That's
gimme.
the most convincing one.
Yeah,
That was a gimme.
I think that the reason why these stories are more interesting to me is because the vagueness of what's actually being proposed, because it's something that we'll never know. Like, these are things that it isn't like, I saw it, like, the alien came down to me and talked to me. Like, that can be a crazy person. This stuff is just, at best, is a lot of, like, circumstances and like, just things that happened that somehow became a thing. That's like the best case scenario. And worst case is it's all a conspiracy. And everyone...
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll fucking take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it as I'm going to log it as a W in my book, you guys.
this could all be coincidence. Or
Yeah.
it could be something...
Or they switched the fucking Titanic and the Olympic,
Sure.
and the wrong ship's lying at the bottom of the ocean.
Of course, yeah. And so...
That's where aliens are. That's where they're in the Titanic.
They're
That's
down
their
there.
base.
James Cameron
They're
met
down
him. That's
there.
what Abyss is about.
I definitely...
Right,
I think
right.
the thing is that all of it has just enough non-specificity that you can't say, well, of course that didn't happen, because the government's like, yes, this happened. Although
Too
then,
much evidence.
Time out. If you're one of those people who's like, the government doesn't tell us about aliens, then how can you trust the government with this? What if it's a covert op?
I didn't
to
say
make
that.
You think?
I didn't say
What if
that.
it's
I'm not a
covert op
crazy
to make you
person
think?
suddenly go insane.
Mathis,
I'm
how
not
can you
a
trust the
crazy
government,
person.
Mathis?
Listen. The aliens have treaties with governments around the world. It's secret governments are run. We have secret governmental base all over the U.S. connected by miles of tunnels.
I am not
seen
making
us?
this assertion. I'm asserting exactly what I asserted, and that's it. Everything else is a big question mark.
Yeah,
I'm
all right.
taking it
I
as
thought
a
it was
W.
fun. This was a fun one.
No, this was super fun.
And the big takeaway, I think, above all, is that James Cameron really needs to release The Abyss on Blu-ray, because that's fucking crazy to me. I got really excited about doing that while I was doing research on this, and you can't get that fucking movie anywhere. What the fuck is up?
Really? I didn't
Where's
know
The
that.
Abyss at? Remember that movie?
Come on, hashtag back to the abyss.
Our kids are going to forget that shit. You're not going to be able to remake it.
It's all right.
You got to
It's
put
fine.
that shit out.
It's okay.
Don't say that.
It's fine.
It's The Abyss. Michael Biehn.
No, it's all right. It's okay.
Michael Biehn goes crazy.
No,
Come on.
It's fine.
Michael Bay goes crazy every
Yeah,
movie.
it's fine.
That's true. All right. I got
Thank you
another
so
one.
much.
I got another one in the fucking tank for next time too that we can do soon.
All right.
Oh, really? Are you done with it?
It will be ready by the time we're ready to record.
All right. I like this, like 2 Alex episodes back to back. It's really nice. Gives me a little bit of breathing room. I know I keep promising a guy who bangs alien.
It's coming.
Basically good to go. That's coming.
It's coming. Get it?
He certainly was a lot.
Yep.
Nope, don't understand.
No,
Guys,
dude,
buy the hoodie.
depictions-
Guys,
Yeah, please.
buy the hoodie from the Chilluminati website.
I think they're even gonna. I don't quote me officially on this, but I think he said that they're looking at. We might have a bundle as well with stickers and everything too with the hoodie. So
If
get
you
on
see
that
it,
stuff.
if you see the bundle, buy the bundle, guys.
Yeah, dude, the hats are dope. The hoodie's dope. Thank you guys so much, and thank you, Alex, for taking us on a wild ride. I thoroughly enjoyed the Titanic one, and obviously the Alien one is.
Yeah, and Beyonce is a good singer.
Yes, she is.
Yes.
And she's part of the Illuminati, girl. Give me an application. I'll
I'll
fill
take
that
one.
shit.
Go to their
there you
website,
go.
see what they're up to.
Yeah, you can buy a book from them as well.
Is it
but yeah.
Dianetics?
No, God, no. Oh, God,
All right.
no.
We'll see you guys
Anyway,
later.
We'll see you guys later. As always, you can find us at Chilluminati Pod on Twitter and Reddit, and all of us on Twitter is Matt This Games for myself, Faciane A for Alex, and Jesse Cox for Jesse, obviously. We love you guys so much. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Cold Blood, Nordic True Crime. In 1977, a pipe bomb explodes in a phone booth in Gladsaxe, Denmark. It's the start of a 2-year bombing spree that grips the nation in fear. The police have no leads apart from a series of mysterious letters. From Podimo, this is Cold Blood, Nordic True Crime, a series exploring outrageous crimes from Scandinavia, crimes that made headlines and gripped the region. Listen wherever you get podcasts, or for early access and to listen ad-free, subscribe to Podimo on Apple.
Muse on XFM 104.9. It's a today show, isn't it?
With Steve Merchant.
Yeah.
Oh, lads.
I can't wait.
I can't believe it.
We've got some great stuff coming up, Steve.
What have we got planned?
I'm being honest.
Go on.
There's some great tunes.
Yep.
We've got, there's too many to mention.
Don't mention them.
Well, there's about 20 actually.
Is there?
We could mention them.
Looking forward to them.
I've got a brand new feature
Okay.
as well. You know, I do a film with you.
Loving it.
And, we do Run for the Covers and Song for the Lovers and got a new feature.
Go on.
That film sounds good.
Right.
It's not the film review. It's a track from a film.
That's brilliant, Rick.
Yeah.
That's
That
absolutely
film
magnificent.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
People will be desperate to look forward to that.
And there'd just be some chat as well.
There'll just be some natter in. Carl, have we got anything to give away this week?
No.
Ooh, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Quite like giving stuff away.
Yeah.
Makes me feel quite powerful.
Does, in the week, is there any meetings like, what should we give, like, Ricky and Steve to give away? Because, I mean, I'll see lots of trailers for the breakfast show and that, Enterprise and that. Or do they go, who? It comes Saturdays. Saturdays? What? I don't work Saturdays. No, but it's still on the air Saturdays. Is it?
Who listens on a Saturday?
Yeah. Between 1 and 3. Oh, that's the worst time, isn't it?
They sort of hear you, taking the mickey out of what tickets you're given. And
Yeah.
I think this week you could have had St Etienne, but they said no. We'll hold them back.
I love her being punished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what we're being punished for being subversive and rock and roll.
Yeah.
Is that a crime, Rick? I don't think so. High five.
Fine.
You've got to hit the hand,
Yeah, I know,
otherwise
well,
it sounds embarrassing.
You're a lot taller than me, aren't
just hit high five. Yes.
Play a
Sweet.
record. Black Rebel Motorcycle Club there in Loveburns, XFM 104.9. We're really swinging now.
We are. It's
so
happening.
much better than last week.
Last week was appalling. I don't want to talk about
Well, it
it.
wasn't too bad actually.
Was it?
Apparently, no. I said, we were really off, and Steve was hungover, and I was tired, and we couldn't be bothered. And they were going, no, it's as good as any other week, which is pretty disappointing, isn't it? You want them to go, well, I'll tell you what, it was the worst one ever, and it was still brilliant.
It was still magnificent.
As opposed to,
yeah.
it was one of the best, but rubbish.
Yeah.
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 Good. So we're going to really,
Yeah, we're going to up the ante today.
Yeah.
Come on,
Ooh.
Carl. Cheer up.
Let's make this, Carl. Let's make this the best show ever.
All right. Should we have a big group hug?
Yeah.
Oh, Carl, come round.
Let's have a big group lick.
Yeah. Carl, come
Oh,
on.
look at his little
Look at
face.
his face. You can see why the ladies love him. He's a cute guy. No, you're a cute guy. And I'm not having a go. I genuinely think you are, so don't have a go back at me.
Oh, I got some news for you, Steve.
Go on.
Where is it? Carl, where is that thing? Right, here. Company Magazine are compiling a 50 most eligible bachelors feature.
Ding dong.
For the May issue 2002, right? These are the requirements, right? Single, right? That
Hello.
means available, not just unmarried. Just,
Okay.
Age 20 to 30. You're well in there.
I'm straight in there.
C. D.
What was C?
C is, it says good looking.
Fine, yeah, I'm eligible so far.
And it
Keep
says
going.
not. Oh no, this is what rules you out probably. It says not necessarily Brad Pitt-esque, and you are a little bit.
Well, so they say.
It must be British and come from one of the following regions: London, Southeast, Southwest. You're
That's
there.
me.
I think they just name all the regions of Britain.
Yes, they
Right.
could just say from Britain.
Really.
thought-
Employ. What? Sorry, Carl. Go on.
Is there a height restriction or anything like that?
Well, we're
So what is this? What is this a serious thing? What is it?
It's the most eligible bachelor.
This is so me. Do you know any of the boys who'd be perfect for us company girls? Past bachelors have included TV presenters Dermot O'Leary.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in with Dermot O'Leary. He knows me. He's normally
Yeah.
on, isn't he?
Yeah.
Jamie Theakston.
It's not most eligible person who knows a bachelor.
The models Rob Warrington and James Polanski.
Yeah.
The singers Lyndon David Hall and Richard Blackwood.
Yeah.
Wouldn't necessarily consider him a singer. But
Controversial.
I'm sorry.
He's having a dig at Blackwood.
Hey, I'll tell you this. I was watching.
on.
I don't suppose watch it, but I saw the trailer for The Farmer Wants a Wife.
Oh yeah.
Right, which is the
Which
show which
he
you
told you
mentioned.
about
Yeah,
it?
you did. Which
Yeah.
is a show where I think farmers, because obviously it's very difficult for them to meet women.
Want a wife?
And I'm thinking, hello, idea. Steve Merchant wants a wife.
It's not bad.
It's a
is it?
TV show.
Who sounds a bit like a farmer.
Exactly.
This is
But what I'm saying is, I don't mind the public voting for the woman. You know, if that's how it happens, I don't mind. You know, because who cares? You know,
Yeah.
I'll have anything, whatever they can choose. Be fine. You know,
See that? I think yeah.
Steve Merchant wants a farmer. That'd be even better.
Steve Merchant wants it.
Yeah, Steve Merchant wants it. I'm thinking, sort of maybe the Bravo channel on cable.
Yeah.
You know, or ITV2.
Yeah.
Hey, it's an idea, Rick. I'm just flying out the flagpole.
Yeah. Well, we'll think about that.
Yeah.
Don't phone in. It's not worth it. Let's play some more music. There is a Slim Shady in all of us. That was Eminem, XFM 104.9. Steve.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, because Carl, I'm probably thinking, you know, he likes to have a little dig every so often about, you know, my success with the ladies. No, Carl, but I'd tell you, you'd have been proud of me last night. No, listen, you'd have been proud of me. Because I was walking back from the shops, I was carrying 2 cans of weak lager. It was Friday night, Rick.
Yeah.
Time to go a bit crazy.
Yeah.
And there's this woman coming the other way, who must have been sort of 50, 55, just staying on the street, dressed in kind of like rhinestone cowboy style outfit. Really weird, never seen her before.
Parton. Was it Parton?
It wasn't Dolly.
No.
And she's just staggering down the road, like just shouting. And some truck drove by, and she just went, "Oi, come over here, come over here." And the car just drove by or whatever, and she walks into me, and she saw me coming, and she saw the beer in my hand. She couldn't believe her luck, and she stopped, and she tried to stop me, and I sort of stepped one way to try and go past her. She stepped there and blocked my way, so she blocked the other way, and she went, come here, like trying to motion, and I was really scared. It was like some.
You looked around and thought beggars can't be choosers.
But then for a minute I was thinking, well, you know, I mean it's Friday night, you know, I'm in a mood to make whoopee, but I thought it's probably best to avoid it, and I actually managed to run away and avoid her, and she just kept shouting at me as I was running down the road, come with me, but I legged it. But what I was thinking is it was like some kind of like sort of Hansel and Gretel nightmare. Do you know what I mean? Like an old lady in your way.
You're going there and there's loads of other people that look just like you.
Exactly.
They're getting very, very thin.
We've been here for years.
In chains. Yeah.
But I thought you'd have been proud of me. No, there was that was, you know, that was a woman on a plate,
So to speak.
and I just turned it down.
And yeah.
Exactly. You see,
You
So
went
not-
home,
not
you
so
went,
desperate.
He got in and went, what have I done?
Seeing her again tonight. Then.
well, I'm just going to hang around by the offie, see what happens. You know,
Looking forward to Christmas?
loving it. I'm always a big fan of Christmas. Actually, yeah, no, I'm not a bad humbug type.
It's not far now, is it? It's this month now. Is it?
Is it? Are we in
Is it
December?
the first?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I,
Jeez. Jesus. Yeah.
We
Brilliant.
I was quite excited because this week I think it was this week in the papers, The Sun and I think all the other papers actually had the first of the kind of giveaway TV supplements that comes out
I
listing
love
all the
them.
shows that are on. But what about when they bring them out this early is you open it and it's like you think, yeah, I want to see what films are on and stuff, and you go through it and it just about half of the listings are to be confirmed. To be confirmed. It's an utter waste of time.
Yeah.
And it's like who is planning their film and TV watching this early? It's a
Yeah.
little bit early to be worrying about
3
it.
weeks in advance going, but I better not make any. Well, unless it's like an amazing thing on telly. Or you know.
Are you coming to a party? We got one Friday 29th. I don't know, I'm going to watch something on the TV. There's a good film. What is it? Not been confirmed yet. but
It's
I'm
to
just-
be confirmed.
Yeah.
But I can just
It'll
say
be
this, I
dynamite.
won't be at the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's strange.
But I remember when I was little, my sister used to work in WH Smith's, and she used to come home like every Thursday. She'd been paid big bag of sweets for
Lovely.
me, and you know the TV times,
The TV times, of course, because you're
Yeah.
working class.
the
Sort of.
TV times,
The radio times for a classier middle class gentleman like myself.
But the bumper edition at Christmas, it's like 2 weeks of telly. She sit down like that Thursday night, sit down with my sweets, and we tick off all the things we were going to watch over the
That's
next
really
2 weeks.
tragic.
Didn't happen, did it? Because I was squeaking around, hyperactive, making people play with toys, stuff, and not watching telly really.
I bet you,
mean,
but if you watched any telly, it'd have been really rubbish stuff. The whole family was. I imagine probably Dennis Norden's Laughter File, Volume 12 or whatever it is.
I don't think even Dennis
'Cause
Norton
whereas-
was going then.
Whereas you see, we in our house, of course, we'd just switch off the TV and we'd
Yeah.
perhaps just listen, you know,
You
to
weren't
the
allowed to.
concerto on Radio 3.
yeah, we weren't allowed to turn the telly off. Really.
I don't know what a concerto is. I've just said that word. I'm
I don't
assuming.
know what a concerto is. It's like just a posh word for concert, isn't it?
I think so.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's a concerto?
It's one of those. Maybe it's one of those instruments, the kind of squeeze box.